All right, let's just jump right in. We've all been on Craigslist, right? You're looking for a cheap bike, a secondhand couch, maybe even an apartment. But what if I told you there's this whole other side to it? A secret job market, a whole world of gigs that are just buzzing right under the surface, in a place most people never, ever think to look.
I mean, it's a pretty wild question when you think about it. What are we just scrolling right past every single day? So, in this explainer, we're going to go on a little expedition to find them. We're going to dig into this idea that maybe, just maybe, the best gigs aren't on page 1. Maybe they're on the last page.
So yeah, get your digital flashlight ready. We're about to take a tour of what some people call the Craigslist underworld. It's this kind of weird, often totally overlooked corner of the gig economy. And today, we are pulling back the curtain.
And look, don't worry, this isn't some shady dark web kind of thing. Underworld here, it's really more of a strategy. It's a mindset. It's all about training yourself to look in the places that everyone else just automatically ignores. Okay, so what does that actually look like? What are we talking about here? Well, it's all about hunting down those jobs that were posted in a huge rush, the last-minute calls for help, the gigs that just don't fit into a tidy little category, and I'm going to walk you through exactly how to find them.
The whole key, the most important part of this, is understanding this one simple concept: the bottom of the page. Seriously, this is where the magic happens. We're talking about listings posted by actual people, usually in a hurry, with zero professional formatting. They're raw, they're unfiltered, and they almost always get buried by all those slick, corporate-looking posts at the top.
And here it is. This is your treasure map. It's a super simple 4-step method. First, pick a category. Something like gigs or labor works great. Second, and listen, this part is crucial, you have to purposefully ignore the top posts. Just scroll right on by. Third, you scroll all the way, way down, like past where you think the page ends. And fourth, that's when you start looking for those magic keywords. Today, cash, need help now.
So, the big question, what kind of stuff can you actually find down there in the depths? Let's run through the kinds of gigs that pop up all the time when you use this strategy. Think of this as a quick tour of what's possible.
All right, first up, the absolute classic, the bread and butter of the Craigslist underworld: quick cash gigs. Simple as that. These are the jobs where somebody needs help like right now, and they're ready to put cash in your hand the second the work is done. No waiting for a paycheck, no paperwork, just cash for work.
And most of the time, this looks like one-day labor. Someone's moving and they just need another body to help lift boxes for a few hours, or maybe a local business needs a hand setting up for a weekend festival. It's physical work, it's super temporary, and it is about as straightforward as a job can get. But okay, you get past the usual stuff, and this is where it gets really fun. You start finding the wild cards, the weird errands. I'm talking about tasks you could not make up if you tried. Like, I need someone to deliver this very specific cake across town, or I'll pay you to wait in line for this new sneaker drop. This is where you find the gigs that turn into amazing stories later. And then, get this, sometimes it's not even about money. There's this whole other currency down there: barter. You'll find all these opportunities for people just looking to trade skills. Hey, I'll help you design a logo for your business if you can help me fix my leaky faucet. It's kind of like this old school community way of doing things, where what you can do is what's valuable. Okay, but hang on. Before you get all excited and dive in, we got to talk about the reality here. This is a totally informal market, right? And that means for all the cool rewards, there are some very real risks. You absolutely have to be smart about this. And really, it's a gamble. It's a trade-off. The reward? Fast cash. You don't need a resume, and you can have some wild experiences. But the risk? There are zero guarantees. You got to be on high alert for scams, and honestly, your personal safety has to be number one, always.
So, to do this right, to do it like a pro, you need a safety checklist. Just burn these rules into your brain. Rule 1, always meet in a public place if you can. Rule 2, tell someone, a friend, a roommate, your plan, who you're meeting, where you're going. Rule 3, trust your gut. If a post or a person feels off, just walk away. It's not worth it. Also, keep your chats on the platform at first, and never, ever give out your bank info. And finally, and this one is huge, agree on exactly how much you're getting paid before you lift a single finger.
When you boil it all down, this entire strategy is about one simple, powerful idea. It's about looking where nobody else is looking. It's about scrolling just a little bit further, being a little more adventurous, and discovering this whole world of opportunity that's basically just hiding in plain sight.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. You know, in today's economy, where the traditional 9 to 5 is kind of fading and the gig economy is exploding, is playing it totally safe always the best bet? Or is it possible that in this new world, the biggest risk you can take is not taking any risk at all?